The following recording is for entertainment purposes only. Any names, places used during the recording are purely for entertainment purposes. It is a work of fiction, an improv story told by Joshua Sachs, now known on YouTube as The Nifty Narrator. Follow me on YouTube and share, like, and subscribe if you would like to hear more. Part 6 of the Survivor Chronicles. This is my 6th recording now, or is it? I can't tell. I cracked the screen on this thing. Barely make out anything on it. It's been 3 months, give or take, since the start of the outbreak and the psychos have taken over. I haven't seen a survivor in over 10 days other than myself. The city's deserted except for me and these things. And now that it's worn off, I have to say the solitude is refreshing. Once I got over the infection, it had to have been that, otherwise I wouldn't be talking. From that cut, I wandered. Hell, I was probably praying to die. I don't know if I still think that way or not, but for the moment I'm living. The infected have started tracking me, or I think they're tracking me. I can't tell. Everything is coming a little bit hazy, but I don't care anymore. Hell, what happens, right? Nothing we can do in the big scheme to stop it. Why fight it? So I'm just gonna do what I have to. I have a car now. I managed to find the keys for an old Lincoln town car, big boat of a thing, and enough fuel. I think I can make my trip. I think I can get up there now. Did my last supply run yesterday. I got some good stuff. I was surprised that it was still there. Most people must not have thought of stopping and raiding the little gas stations. I've got food, I've got water, I've got a police issue Glock now. I found another officer, and unfortunately I had to, well, not unfortunate, he was one of them, so I put him down. They're monsters, and that's what they deserve. And I don't give a damn if you think different. But I'm good. Hell, we're good. I'm not alone anymore. I found a man. His name is Chase. And he's been traveling with me. Right now he's outside of the car. He's a good guy. He's quiet. But we don't talk much about how things were before. It's too tough thinking of all that we lost, but we've got each other. That's got to count for something. It's nice having someone to watch your back. Oh, God. I wish that the camera on this thing was still working. I wish you could see how bad things have gotten. In the 3 months since the outbreak, the city's been overrun. Vegetation is now starting to come up through the asphalt. I've seen trees that have fallen into people's houses, and there's not as many as if they infected as I thought there would be. I mean, heck, the population of just Springfield alone had to have been several 100,000. I think I've seen at most a group of a couple hundred. So I think these things are following the food. It's just me and Chase now, and so I don't think they're sticking around too much. Sorry, the voice has been a little off since I got sick, but I'll try to keep myself as clear as possible. I found music. The radio on this car works. God, it's good to hear music. You get surprised by the things you miss when you don't have it. I'm sorry. Just thinking about it. Everything that's happened, like always, I don't know what to say. But, I'm gonna try something. Before the outbreak, the insurgents, whatever, I used to play role-playing games with my friends. They're gone now, but we would take on these personas. We would become new people to try and escape our lives. And I ran for years. I was in charge of running the games, for those of you who don't understand the parlance. But I remember when I would do it, I would be able to paint a picture with words. So, I don't know why I never thought of this before. Telling this from my perspective, it makes it almost impossible to make sense. If the screen worked enough on this thing, I'd probably go and erase the few first entries of mine. When I've been taking notes, I've been sitting and thinking, and I think I can tell this right. I'm going to give you an overview of everything that's happened so far. In the first weeks of the outbreak, I went to my home. The first day of the outbreak, I went home. And my wife, my roommates, my little brother, well, like I said, the wife's little brother, but he was just as much mine. They were dying. The virus, whatever it is, was killing them. And I didn't know that they would turn after. It wasn't until a few days later when the news was coming through that I learned everything. So, long story short, I left. I didn't put them down. I regret that. I told Chase that when we leave tomorrow, we've got to make a stop at home. Anyways, it's too easy to get sidetracked when your mind just rambles on. After the first few days of infection and living on my own at my old job, I realized that movement is the key to survival. And that's who I am now. I'm just a survivor. That's all you can be. You can't be a person. So that's what I am. I'm a survivor. So, moving, surviving, fighting, killing these things, it's all easy now. It's second nature. It's hard to remember how things were beforehand, when you didn't have to spend every one of your waking moments fighting tooth and nail. So, you've heard this, what I've said so far. You know how things are going. It was 4 days ago when I met Chase. I was clearing out a gun shop on Main Street in Springfield. Guy who used to own it, his name was Neil. Talked to him many times before. Really nice guy. Hope he made it. I was clearing it out. I knew it had locks and stuff, and possibly ammunition, firearms. I knew people would have gone there first, but I didn't care. So I enter the door. I've got that sword in my hand. That's all I have. I come in and I open it up, and there's Chase standing right there in the open, like a deer in headlights. I swear we just stood there and stared at each other for a minute. He made the first move. Pulled up this mean-looking shotgun. I heard him whisper. He told me he'd kill me if he heard me imitating his voice, but he told me, quiet voice. Who are you? I could hear the frog in his throat, the rasp in it. He must not have spoken for days. I told him my name. Told him I was just Survivor. I was just a survivor like him. Told him I had food. I was coming for munitions, weapons, supplies. Well, he told me he had the same idea. Well, why don't we sit down for a meal, and you and we'll talk. I miss people, man. It's been too long. I could tell he was nervous, but I didn't care. Hell, if he offed me, he'd be doing me a favor, I think. So, we sat down. We ate. God, I think we talked for a solid 8 hours. I know my throat was hurting by the time I was done. I hadn't talked in so long. We decided we would travel together, and I told him I had a car stashed, and that I wasn't too far from where we were, but we would have to wait for morning to get to it. He agreed. We looted what was left of the shop, got a couple of nice little revolvers, plenty of ammo. People must have just thought the guns would have been better, but I've got more ammo than I can use now. He had that mean-looking Mossberg with him. I think it was one of the police issue ones. I managed to snag up a nice pair of 38 specials. So we each got one of those. A couple other guns, not important, but so for the last few days we've been collecting more and more supplies. We've been raiding houses, the pantries, anything that's not expired or has to be prepared, we've been taking and filling up the car. I think we've got a solid few months worth of rations in there. Longer if we have to push it. Chase used to be a bow hunter, so he wants to get a bow, take these things out quiet. Makes fun of me, calls me Conan when he sees me with that sword. It took me a while to remember what he was even talking about, but it's helped me so much now, I can't get rid of it. So, everything was going fine and dandy till this morning. We delivered our stash of supplies to the car, and we were getting ready to leave. And that's when we saw the kid. It had been the first child I had seen in weeks. I think the infected pick off their week when they get hungry enough. But this was a healthy 8-year-old boy. I don't know his name. But I kept on. I kept on fighting. Yeah, I'm almost ready. I'm gonna cut it short, guys. I'll tell you more about the kid. And man, does it get crazy from here. This is the Survivor. And I'm telling you all, there's hope.